What's up, guys? Welcome back. So today we're going to answer a very common question, and that is, are headers worth it? You know, basically he has cat deletes in his car. I have long tube catless in mine, and we're going to test out the two cars, see what the difference in sound is. We're going to do some runs back and forth. We're going to do some exhaust clips because a lot of you guys may or may not want to go headers, especially when you go with the 18 and up Mustangs. Are headers worth it? Because they are expensive. Now, there's certainly cost-effective options out there. I've had Texas Speed in the past. Now we have the Corsa setup, and there is a difference in quality when you compare the different headers. I am going to vouch for Corsa because we just did the installation. If you haven't seen those videos, I'll link them. But a lot of you guys are hunting that horsepower. Now, he is on E85. I'm about to be on E85, but we're both catless at this point. So I've got catless long tubes with a double helix X pipe, and both of us have active exhaust.
Yes.
Now he has an X pipe and he has a cat delete, and you're going to hear the difference in sound because there is a big difference between a cat delete and a long tube setup. And this way you guys will get the education, you'll get to hear it here first, and you'll make up the determination if it's worth it to you, because there is a little difference in power as well. Because again, with the 18 and up Mustangs, I think that they don't add, and when I'm talking about I'm talking about, you know, long tube headers don't necessarily add as much power as they used to in the older cars.
Yeah.
But he's on E85. I'm not yet. That's probably happening tomorrow. But my car made 455 horsepower with the JLT intake, the catless headers, and the tune. And he has a cat delete, but he's on E85. So I'd imagine that both cars are pretty similar in horsepower if you were to dyno them both. But we're going to definitely chase 500 in a horsepower once we go E85, do some tune revisions and all of that. But again, you know, one of the questions that I get asked the most is, you know, are headers worth it? And on the 15 through 17 cars, they really did a big difference. But on the 18s, they're really spun out, and you don't necessarily make a whole lot of torque when you go that route, but you do gain a lot of top end horsepower with headers. I have 178 catless, and again, he cut his cats. He had a shop do that, and it didn't cost him a whole lot, but there's a big difference in sound. Some of you guys like that raw, old school, deep tone, and you kind of lose that when you go with a double X pipe or any kind of X pipe when you put on catless headers. He is catless as well, remember, and he has an X pipe, but still has the shorty headers that comes OEM on these cars, and there's a massive difference in sound. So we're going to do some drive-bys. We're going to show you the differences in sound and have some fun. E85 smells so good. So again, yep, JLT intake here. And I highly recommend it. If you're looking for discount codes on any of this stuff, any of these products, definitely check out the description. There's tons of money to be saved, especially BMR suspension. We have discount codes for GLT. BMR suspension, this thing has got a lot of it. And I have one of the highest savings discount codes out there, but you can definitely see that I have the Corsa long tubes there. Do it again. All right, guys, that is going to wrap up this video. Definitely a lot more rasp when it comes to this setup, but that's kind of given when you have no cats on the car and you do have headers. So one of the things that you can do to combat that might be like an H pipe or something like that, but the X pipes do flow pretty well. Now Corsa, on this one, we have the double helix, and it's supposed to scavenge the air, the exhaust a little bit more. And what I will say that it does smooth out the tone, but it is still a little bit raspy. But we need the Corsa axle backs. Both of these still have the OEM Ford active exhaust. So it's a great sounding exhaust, but there you have it. Now, if you don't have active exhaust, if you have the regular non-active mufflers, they will sound different. They're going to sound a little bit more raspy. It just doesn't quite sound the same as the active. The active is really good. It is definitely in person. Hopefully the camera will do it justice, but in person, this car is deeper. This will make more horsepower, but not a whole lot more. There might be between the two, maybe 10 horsepower difference between long tubes and a cat delete. So that's really up to you, because a lot of you guys are not going to install these on your own. You might pay a lot of money to a shop to install long tubes. So is that worth it to you for the extra 10 horsepower? Maybe, you know, maybe you're going for every single little bit. But if you're not, I think a cat delete sounds good, but this car sounds phenomenal as well. So there you have it. You have the cat delete versus long tube headers, and I will let you guys make up your mind what you like better. All right, guys, that is going to wrap up this video. I hope you found it educational. I hope you found some value in it. Definitely can't go wrong with a long tube setup. But if you want to save some money and just sacrifice a few horsepower, you can certainly go with the cat delete. Again, you have a little bit of a deeper tone here, and then you have a much more higher raspy note here. But this thing sounds like a race car, and that's what it's turning out to be. Now, you could also run headers with an H pipe. So that is something we may try in the future, and it should change the sound quite a bit. But with all that said, I will see you guys later. Be safe on the road. And until next time, if you enjoyed the video, give it a thumbs up. If you're new to the channel, subscribe, turn the notification bell on, and there's a lot more coming. It never stops.